Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Raul, and recently um, I did an open box review and comparison of this annual 1967 kit and compared it to the 1995 issue that came out from AMT later and why that was. And I kind of got into the kit history of that, but I was comparing this and talking about the stock kits and some of the things that had changed. But I did kind of gloss over something, and I'm going to get with that here in a minute, as I had forgotten a few things, but I was thinking mainly about some of the later kits and those that I have. But we'll get to that in a minute. But let me know what you guys think, because you guys seem to like these kit history reviews, and I kind of like, I like the car's history and the automotive history, and it's also sometimes kind of fun to get into the kit's history as well, as I've got some of those that I'm really working on, but some things I wasn't around back then. And so please let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you're enjoying these reviews, as they're kind of fun and educational. And not many people, can run and buy some of these kits, as one, they're hard to buy, and two, they can be pretty expensive. So that's why I really don't have any of the, super rare ones unless I really wanted them badly. But like some of these come my way or are offered to me by friends, which is how I got this one. So let me know in the description below, and while you're there, check out our sponsors, Hobby Nut Models. I got to throw it out for them, as Mark's a big helper too. And he's kind of helped me on some of these, as I plan to do one of these on the 69 Cougar. I'm almost ready for that, but I rounded up some kits. He helped me with 2 kits. And I've got some friends that helped me with some kits as well. As I mentioned, Dan Doan, he provided me this kit. And so we went over it. And also he provided the other one. So going to this, now AMT, they had the contract, and this one can be built stock, which I kind of showed there, but it can also be built custom. And I'm not the biggest fan of customs. I get into a lot of the stock stuff, but there's some cool parts in here, and there's always interesting stuff to look at. So when it came to this particular kit, this one has all the stock parts, and that's mainly what I focused on. I showed the custom parts in there, and to me, they're kind of cool to look at, but that's what's in here. And one thing he did provide that I didn't have the first time was the original decals, which I got a kick out of. It's kind of fun to look at this stuff, especially when this says Chevy's Forever Olay, and it has it on the door. So I assumed there would be 2, but there's only 1. And just all the different decals here. I mean, it's all custom. And then I like the Ford style stripes. I don't know if you can see it there. But they say 427, and they've got the 3 stripes like Carroll Shelby did and Ford did. So let me get it out of this bag. Maybe it'll look a little bit better that way without tearing this bag, because it does not want to open. There we go. So maybe without the shine you can see it better. But yeah, it says 427 on the stripes there. So I think that's interesting. But you see those stripes now and you kind of think Ford. But anyway, this one, as I mentioned, can be built stock. Now, as what I understand in the history of it, before I really start to get into it, this kit turned into this kit. Now, Dan Doan also provided this to me. Wanted, if I was interested in it, and in a historical point of view, it's pretty cool. Quite interesting to see this thing in all of its glory and whatnot. And I've heard about this kit. I've seen some online, but it is not a 68 Chevrolet as far as stock goes, as from what I completely understand is AMT lost the privilege of making the annual kits, and they lost the rights to do, I guess, the promos. So they could not make a 68 Impala, and even though they kind of did, and this is the kit. But this is the replacement of what they did with this tooling. So it immediately went from this kit, and you'll see it, into this kit. But this kit cannot be built stock, but it's got some really cool stuff in it. So I showed you the box art, and there's a few surprises in here that kind of blew me away with this one. And I'll kind of get this one. Let's spread this out just a little bit. Okay. That way I can get a little bit more into it, and I can zoom up on it. But I showed you the stock body. Now this is the custom body in there. It's definitely the 67 Impala's body. So You can see it in all of it and in the back here, and on the body. So it's quite interesting. But it's got these side marker hashes, kind of like the 68 Impala. These nice ribbed panels down here. The wheel openings have been kind of modified a bit, but not by much. Okay. The rear is not changed at all. Okay. This side, there's a little bit of damage right here, a little tire melt. And just a couple little marks here on this body that can easily be fixed. But anyway, and then, but it has the no rear window. Now, I've seen these before built, but I didn't realize this rear window was molded this way. I thought it was like a plug that you glued in, but it's not. It's molded right into the body. So let me get this open or off so you can see the inside of it. And you can actually see the tooling marks where they modified it here and there, and where the rear window is completely filled in. So you can see it on the inside. So it's quite interesting. And you can see the mold marks where the body was changed right there. So you can kind of see the tooling marks and the tooling changes there. So to me, that was very interesting. But it still has the glass, the front and rear glass, same as this kit. So it has the same glass, has the exact same interior tub and door panels and all that stuff. And the chassis is exactly the same. So when it came to looking this stuff over, put this kind of away real quick. But as I mentioned, this kit cannot be built stock as far as this goes. Now, put that off to the side. Let's keep all of this. Here we go. Here's its interesting decals. They're petrified and really not usable, but cool to see. I like that driver tall Ralph, race car in tow by Champion. And so it's pretty cool. Shutdown shaker. And then the instructions gave me some clues here. But I noticed a few things. And one of the things I like to do with vintage kits like this when I want to see the history is look at the chrome trees. I love to look at that because it can tell you a lot right there. Now this one, I have the wheels, but they're not mounted. But this one has the wheels. So I can immediately see what was on there. Now it appears that this one wasn't changed. This one's missing this part right here that this one does have. Looks like a breather of some kind. But my kit has these wheels and these custom steelies, which is kind of cool. All right. Now it's kind of funny because there are more steelies in this kit. But, and then these, whatever these lights are right here, they added a line in the backside for mounting, I guess, which this one doesn't have. But this tree is pretty much unchanged from the 67 to 68. But in my stock one here, which has the stock wheels and this air cleaner, which the other kit should have, and all of this and these custom wheels. But the custom built grills and bumpers go here, and the stock bumpers are here. Okay. Now, this custom one here for the 68 kit, same wheels. The stock wheels are gone. So almost immediately the stock wheels disappeared. And we got two more of the steelies, but they look a little bit wider. There's a stock gauge cluster and all the parts the same as this other kit. Now the custom grill I thought was interesting. The 68 kit, you just look at that grill, it's got a rib right in the middle that kind of sticks out a little bit farther. My 67 kit has virtually the same grill, but it doesn't have that raised rib. So that's kind of curious that it has pretty much all the same parts, but there's just that small little change to the chrome. Okay. So that to me was another interesting part. Now they did the same thing to the rear. Check this out. There's the 67s. Where's that rear bumper? Here it is. Over here. Okay. So the 67's custom rear panel actually has the SS 427 emblem in it. Okay. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I realized the 68 kit, it's the exact same custom tail panel, but no emblem. They removed the emblem. You can kind of see it there though. There's a small little lip in the ribs that you can see where it was raised and where they had shaved it down and removed it. But this has all the same custom parts. All of the same custom seats right here, which is cool. You know, the stock steering wheel is in this kit. The stock dash, just like it is. Here's the hood. They took the stock hood and they filled it in. Basically, they just took the chrome tree or the chrome rib panel and filled that in. Just smoothed it out and removed it, filled it in, just made it a little more plain. The underside of the hood doesn't appear to be changed at all. Okay, but so they took the 67's hood and just removed it, and you know, as far as that particular emblem goes. But they didn't just stop there. And this part I think is cool. There's a custom 427 Stinger hood scoop. And it looks a bit familiar to me because I think some resin casters were taking this hood scoop and grafting it on other hoods and casting them that way. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Drag City Casting comes to mind and a few others, but I'm not really sure what their formula was or if they did that. But I think it's really cool. But there it is. Really nice, kind of fun, but it's a separate part. Okay, so put that in here. Now it's got all the rest of the parts appear to be pretty much the same custom lights, all the same stuff, balance panel, this, mention the bumpers and all the body, the exhaust, even the taillights, which is funny. It still has the stock taillights in this kit, even though it doesn't have the stock bumper. They removed the stock bumpers off of this kit. So that's kind of fun to see. But, you know, so they blinked off the front and rear bumpers. So, you know, you could not build this stock. Some of the other parts have been removed. Now, I did notice, going in through this directions and everything, that this kit is missing the motor. There's no motor in here. So, but here's the instructions. They're showing you the same stock 427, same as this kit. It's got all of that. And, you know, pretty simple instructions, but you build it with the custom exhaust. The stock mufflers aren't in here that I saw. This kit has stock mufflers, but they're not in this kit. Okay, interior can be built only custom. It's got the stock dash and the stock steering wheel, but none of the stock seats, only the custom seats. Stock consoles in here. So as far as the interior goes, other than the seats, even though you really can't see it through that rear window. Here's the custom body, the firewall and all that stuff. And here's the body work and the custom work with all just the custom stuff, which is virtually the exact same as this kit, but other than that, the customer. Oh, that's why. I forgot, those are the headlights, and they added that groove in the back because they added the groove into the grill. Okay, but I like the grill without the headlights. I think it's really cool. But the headlights, you can glue them in and have them on there, but I think they look better without. And here's all the 68 stuff for the kit. So there's some interesting parts in here and some interesting history here as far as going from the stock kit to this custom kit that could not be built stock. So I've heard about this kit. I've seen some online, you know, how it's been kind of trashed and bashed as it's this outrageous custom. That it's a custom, but it's not a custom. And it's kind of funny that it says build two ways, custom or high performance. But, you know, it's kind of cool, but having no rear window to me was always kind of odd. The rest of the custom body stuff I think is pretty cool. It's funny how it's pictured with the grill that's in the 67 kit, but not the grill that's actually in here with that little raised lip. All right. They really don't show you too much of it. That kind of appears stock, but at that angle you can't see that there's no rear window. And, you know, the rear bumper is kind of, okay, it may have a stock rear bumper, but you can tell it doesn't have a stock front bumper. But that's kind of misleading. You could think that it is a stock car from that, but it really doesn't tell you. So pretty cool stuff. So it's kind of fun for me to look this over and see what's in here and all of this stuff. But it's literally almost the same kit as this, but only the custom parts. And being that as it is, as far as the custom parts go, having this completely different custom body than this one does. So quite interesting, but still all the rest of the plastic, chassis, interior, all pretty much the same stuff, other than this has all the stock stuff as well. So that was kind of fun for me to look this over and really see what's different between them. And I hope you guys enjoyed this too, because it's kind of fun for me. And some of my other friends have mentioned that they have some kits that if you guys are interested in and they have them, they're open to loaning them to me to open them up and show you guys in reviews and stuff, all kinds of miscellaneous stuff. And I have no idea what's out there between all my friends. And some of those opportunities, I may take them up on it. And if you guys really like these videos, let me know in the comments and everything. They're kind of fun for me, especially when I get to play with other people's kits. But the other risk is, like, this one was for sale. I did buy it. He said this one's for sale too. Really cool. And, but for me, the custom parts, it depends on the mood I'm in if I actually build it or not. But I haven't really got into some of these customs, but I gotta admit, this is pretty interesting, especially some of the custom stuff when you can't build it stock, kind of a slump buster or something to kind of build. But again, what I see some of these kits go for, it's like, I don't know. Kind of hard to do that, but that to me, that takes the fun out of it, enjoying them. But even just doing this for you guys, this is kind of fun for me. But anyway, that's kind of enough rambling and babbling on here. But you guys, let me know. So thank you for tuning in and subscribing and all your shares, likes, and all the love you've given this channel and everything. I really do appreciate it, you guys. And you have a wonderful week and enjoy your models. And I will see you next time.